Hey, what's up guys? Dale Valor here from Modern Valor Dating. Today we're going to be talking about comfort, what that means, what that looks like, and have you ever been in a situation where you got a girl one-on-one and you really don't know what to talk about, you're at a loss for words, you don't know what to do? I'm going to help you out because I got the top 4 tips on how to get a girl comfortable with you. Let's go. Tip 1, isolate. So here's the deal. You've already opened a set. We'll just say it's a 3 set, right? So it's you got 3 girls that you're talking to, and one of them is your target. Now, you want to try to get her away from her peer group so as that, now you've got some one-on-one time. We've had earlier videos that we've discussed things like negs and opening and DHVs and things like that. This is all past all that, okay? So what you want to do is once you've watched those other videos and you've went in sequence in the order that we're talking about, what you want to do is you want to isolate her. You get her one-on-one. One of the best ways that you can do that is, once you've established who your target is, once you kind of wrap up a conversation, you could say, hey, listen, I haven't been paying much attention to your friend. I think that you're really cool. I'd really like to talk to you. Do you guys mind if we just take a step over here? I just got a couple of things I want to talk to her about. Now, here's the thing. You might say to yourself, what if the group is just like, no? Guess what? They're not gonna. If the girl wants to go with you, if she's cool with that, and 90% of the time she is, you don't go to another room, you don't go to another venue, you don't go upstairs, you don't go downstairs. When I say separate her from her group, I'm talking about within their group's field of vision. So I'm talking about 3 to 10 feet away. Now, oftentimes, if you're in a venue like a bar or a club or something like that, it's really loud, depending on where you're at inside that venue. All you got to do is be 3 feet away, and now you're having a private conversation because they can't hear what you're talking about anyway. So what you want to do is you want to get her away from her group by, like I said, just telling the group, hey, I want to talk to your friend for a little bit. She seems real cool. Are you down for that? She's going to be like, yeah, if you did everything right beforehand, take her 3 to 10 feet away. Thing is, the reason you don't want to take her super far away is because 1, she's not likely to go with you. 2, safety concern. Nobody knows you yet. Now, yeah, you were a fun and interesting guy that's attractive and she wants to talk to you and know you, but she doesn't yet. She doesn't know you yet. You could be taking her anywhere. So as long as she's still going to feel safe, as long as she's still within the field of vision of her friends. So let's hop into tip number 2. All right, tip number 2, fluff talk. So generally what I do is once I get her separated, all the questions that you're told not to ask and not to talk about with the girl on the onset, all those boring questions that are kind of interviewy, like what do you do for work? And, where do you go to school? Where did you grow up? All those kind of questions. That's the time to have those conversations. So generally when I pull the girl away from her peer group, now I don't just have a list of questions that I'm interviewing her, but what I do is I'll make a statement. You strike me as the kind of girl that you probably work in the medical field, or you strike me like a teacher, am I right? And then she's going to be like yes or no, or whatever the case might be. So as long as you make a statement and then you talk about it, and then she's going to ask you, what do you do? Or where do you live? Or whatever the case might be. She's going to be starting to interview you. Instead of just giving her an outright just answer, what do you do? Oh, I'm a plumber. or whatever the case. I'm a dating coach. Whatever the case might be. What you want to do is just have them guess. Make it fun. Make it playful. You don't want to just be like every other guy. You should be the exception to the rule. All right, tip number 3, compliance. Okay, she's going to throw you shit tests all along the way till the end of time. From the time that you meet her till the time that you're both in the grave. She's going to be throwing you shit tests. This part is no different. So when she throws you shit tests, okay, as long as you're passing her shit tests, you're good. Now, the thing is that in return, you should be getting compliance from her. So you start small. You know, you pull things like, hey, let's walk over here. You know, just things like that. Start with small hoops for her to jump through. Small hoops and with bigger hoops. All right. So if she's complying with what it is that you like, think of it like this. Like if you say something just very simple, that was pretty cool. You know, give me a pound. All right. She gives you a pound. That's compliance. All right. That's something small. No big deal. But if you want her to go home with you, that can't be your first compliance test. You know, you got to start smaller and work your way up. Okay. So just keep that in mind. And when she's throwing you shit tests, make sure you pass them. And we'll do a video about that coming up soon. But until then, you know, you can Google it or whatever the case might be, or just send me a message and we'll talk about it. But yeah, you want to make sure that you're passing her shit test and that she's complying with what it is that you want to say to her and what you want her to comply with. So is that now you're the leader, she's following you. So let's get into tip number 4. Tip number 4, comfort routines. Some of the routines that I like to do are just some fun games that are based in psychology, that are based in NLP. And I really like those because A, I find them to be true. And 2, it's just a lot of fun. And 3, you really, really get to know each other on an intimate level very quickly. Have you ever had a situation where somebody has said to you before, I feel like I've known you forever and it's only been an hour, that kind of thing? This is how you do that. So there's different ones that you can do. I'm not going to go into deep, complex explanation about how to do all these different routines and things like that. Maybe we'll do some videos on those at another time. But ones I like are the cube. I find that to be it just lands every time. As a matter of fact, I've told people this before. When I'm doing a set, my whole goal is to get to the cube. If I get to the cube, it's a wrap after that. That's really what I'm trying to get to. So the cube, there's another one called eliciting values that I like a lot. And it's just, you're just getting to know about them through just like a fun little mental exercise game. And another routine that you can do too, it's not so much a routine as it is I guess general people finding out about you. If she asks you a question about why, like, so for instance, if she said, well, why are you into the field that you're into? Always have a good story. Just have a really good, rock solid story as to why you do what you do. You know, just don't give her the simple, short, quick answer. Give her a real insight about you through the story with all kinds of just attraction spikes that she can visualize it in her mind. She can really picture you as a child doing this thing that, you know, you got your allowance money and you saved up all your allowance money and you got your first computer, and that's what got you into computer programming. But you like really make it engaging, a really engaging story that people want to hear. You know, if you have to practice it, practice it. Listen, I have a whole list of stories to tell. Okay, I know those stories backwards and forwards. All right. Now, it helps that it actually happened, that I can remember it, but I know the poignant pauses that I'm going to take. I know the little jokes that I'm going to throw in. I know where I'm going to cut it to switch to something else and then come back to finish off the story. You know, it makes being a good storyteller is so important, particularly in comfort, because she comes away thinking that she's never met anybody like you, that you're passionate, that you have ambitions and goals, and here's all the reasons why. And it makes you a complete person that now she feels like that she really knows, even though she just met you 20 minutes ago. So that's tip number 4. Hey guys, if you enjoyed this video or any of the other videos that we post here on Modern Valor Dating, make sure that you subscribe to the channel. We want to get you these videos the quickest, easiest way possible. If you're finding value in it, please share it with somebody that you think needs to hear this information. You know, you can like the videos, comment on them. You know, just be engaged with us. You know, we want to try to get you these videos so as that you can learn from them, so as that there's like a coach in your pocket type of situation. And you know, we've got the Facebook group for Modern Valor Dating. Become a member. Instagram at Modern Valor Dating. You know, so we try to be in front of you wherever it is that you are and give you the best content that we can possibly do. And so if you have questions, if you have dating questions, whatever, get at me. I'm Dale Valor. We'll see you next time. Salute.